So these 2 points are clear, right? What is the usage of substring and instring? So yesterday we have discussed this example, how to extract the name before at the rate, right? Using substring and string. So if you see the syntax here, we are we have written the substring function in a way that to catch from the to start the substring from the first position and till the position of the at the rate, and then that position we are minusing it by -1, so that this position at the rate will give 8 8. So when we minus, right, when we minus at the rate, it will give exactly 7. So from 1 to 7, I need the position of, I mean, from 1 to 7, if I subtract the portion, then I will exactly get by name of Ram Kir. Okay. So for better understanding, let me keep Rama. Okay. So now if you see Rama at the rate gmail.com, it is at fourth position. I mean, actually, it is at fifth position at the rate, and when we minus, we are getting how many till how many characters we have to do our, you know, do our scale. I mean, this in part portion is here, right? This instinct part portion. So this portion will holds four characters I have to cut in this entire string. Okay. So now let me run this command. So this command has given me, this drama, like, the usage of this, like, we are starting our position from 1, and then we are checking the scale, I mean, till how many lengths we have to cut the position. Okay. So in this way we can get the names of the names, if we are having at the if we are having at the rate or else any scale. I mean, not only at the rate, if you are having any other operation, other characters, then based on that characters, you can know the positions by using the instinct, and then with plus or minus you can adjust the position and get the results. Now the other example here is I want to know I want to know after at the rate what is the position I want. I mean, after till at the rate to till last, I need the all the information. I mean, someone might be using, instead of Gmail, they might be using Yahoo, right? So I want totally, right? So in that case, by default, right, if you give the starting position of the substring, right, from where I have to start. So by default, from that position onwards, if you don't give the how many characters do you want, uh, if you don't want how many characters do you want, then by default it will give the results till the last character of that value. Okay. Now if you see in this example, I have given instinct search for at the rate. It gives me the position 5, and then I am doing plus 1, so that my starting character would be at G. Okay. So now let me just add here plus 1 instead of -1. So if I add here plus 1, now my scale will be starting from the 6 until end. By default, the substring will have till end. So you can see here clearly, if you write some other mail IDs like Rama Vipro, okay, any mail ID, it will do exactly whatever we want. Okay. So based on the mail IDs, we can extract from which organization they are working, or else their names also we can extract. Okay. So this is the fundamental, usage of insting and substring. Okay. So these 2 points are clear. These 2 points are clear, guys. Okay. If you practice more, you'll get better understanding, like how to use this instinct and substring. Okay, so let me go through some, not all the functions. Let me go through some functions which are very useful for us. So I have couple of numbers. In those numbers I want to know which is the greatest one. So Oracle give a function called greatest. Okay, so this dual table, right? What is this dual table? Yeah, this is kind of a dummy table. Yeah, so this is kind of a dummy table which holds tell which holds one row. Come on, guys. Yeah, so which holds one row, one column with a column name as dummy, and the character. I mean, the data type of the dummy is varchar 2 of 1. Okay, so this is. I mean, just want to. No, it'll get changed based on your output. It will get updated. See, now it is charactering one length, right, by default text. So if you give like A, B, C, D, something blah 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 blah, then it will hold that string. Okay, so it can increment the scale, okay, based on the output we want. But there is some limitation for this column. It can't show all the bytes, but there is some limitation. Yeah. Okay. So someone is chatting here. I'm not able to see their charts. No.
సార్ సార్ ఇప్పుడు నేను మెసేజ్ పెట్టాను. నా యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆ స్ట్రింగ్ ప్రకారం కూడా వితౌట్ +1 ఇన్స్ట్రింగ్ దగ్గర మనం @ తర్వాత నుండి డేటా తీసుకోవచ్చు కదా?
Okay, hi sir. My friend. రెండవ వదిరా రిప్లై మరి మీరేదో టైప్ చేశారు, ఏమన్నారండి మళ్ళీ చెప్పండి.
అదే వితౌట్ లెటర్స్, అదే +1 అని పెట్టారు కదా, అది పెట్టకుండా కూడా @ తర్వాత ఉండే వాల్యూస్ తీసుకోవచ్చు కదా అని అడుగుతున్నాను.
అప్పుడు @ వచ్చింది కదా.
ఓకే, @ రాకుండా ఉండాలంటే +1 పెట్టాలా?
అవును కదా. ఇప్పుడు సబ్స్ట్రింగ్స్ అంటే యాక్చువల్గా మీరు ఏ ఫంక్షన్ అయినా నేర్చుకుంటున్నారంటే
ఓకే.
దాని యొక్క బేసిక్ సింటాక్స్ తెలుసుకోవాలన్నమాట. సబ్స్ట్రింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద వాల్యూ నీకు చెప్పట్లేదు, కానీ సబ్స్ట్రింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద రిక్వైర్డ్ వాల్యూ,
ఓకే.
స్టార్టింగ్ కమా, స్టార్టింగ్ పొజిషన్, and how many lengths do you want to cut that from starting position to end.
ఓకే. ఓకే.
Let me just go through an example. Actually, if I thought you people can easily understand, except this substring. So if you see here, substring. So I'm selecting from. I'm giving instructions to the substring that from second position onwards, I need 3 characters.
Yes, yes.
Okay, rack is coming means second is my R, right? So from here I need 3 positions. Rack is coming. Okay. So if you don't give by default, what will happen? Okay, if you give minus 2, what will happen? See, it is coming from the.
Last two.
Yeah, if you give -1, what will happen? So this kind of trial and error things you have to play with the functions. Yeah, then only you can understand easily. Okay, so these are These are not very much I mean, they are not very regularly used in the scenarios, but as a concept wise you should be aware of. Okay,
Okay.
from the last characters I need exact only 2 bytes. See, CL is coming. Okay, so like this you have to practice, so then you will get better understanding of using substring. Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So let me jump. Yeah, by default we have to know the system date of the I mean, to know the system date we have the sysdate function. Okay, so we have one more function called toChar. So toChar has multiple use cases. Okay, let me go with couple of them. Okay. Mm. So if you want to know exact what am I checking everyone, or did I miss anything? Okay, fine. uh yeah, so do you want, if you want to know that today's day only, today's date, okay, so then we can use to care of system date of d. Okay, if you want to know exact day, I mean today is Monday, right? If you want to know the month, then d underscore month. If you want to add, okay, from today's day to the number, I mean if you want to add 1 month, let's say, let's target 1 month. Okay, so then by default Oracle will give a function called add underscore month, so it will add 1 month to our current date. Okay, now you can see it has been shifted to April, right? And if you want to know the months between, I mean how many months are there between the dates, then we have some function called month underscore between. Okay, so if you can see here now, the exact number of months it has shown. Okay, so if you want to know the last date of the today's day, if you want to know the last date of this month, then we have last function. Okay, last day function. Okay, and if you want to know the next day, which is Monday, if you want to know the next day, which is Monday, then we have next day. Next day of Monday is 21st. Okay, and sometimes we deal most of the scenarios with some kind of dates coming in string format. Okay, so this is very important, guys. Okay, this last 3 points. Okay, so sometimes we'll be working with the date nature which is in string format. So if you want to apply some kind of some kind of functions like last date, month date, to char, these all functions, prior to that you have to convert the current string date to a system date. Okay, so by default if you give let me just show you the difference between this and this. Okay, so this is a string. Okay, this holds as a string, but this is a if you use to date, right, it converts the string related information to a date related data type nature. Okay, so this is a date. Okay, this one is date and above one is string. You can see the difference right here. So by default the system date also will print in the same format. Okay, so to date also will use the same same nature of the sys date. Okay, it is not printing as Jan, you can see here now it is printing as 01, right? So using to date we can convert the string date to a to date nature. Okay, and then if you convert the date, right, so sometimes you will be in a situation to convert from one format to other format. Okay, so I am receiving the date in the format of 11 underscore jan underscore 05. Okay, which is a valid one, but if you want to, I mean, our client is asking to convert into YYYY underscore MM underscore DD. So in that case, first you have to convert your string data type to a date, and then you have to use toChar. toChar is a function to convert, to required formats. Okay, it takes your system date and then convert to a required format. Okay, it is a converter. It is a converter used to convert your your original data to whatever the format you ask. Okay, so now let me run these two commands. Yeah, so now you can see now I am giving the input data as 11 underscore jan 05, but I'm seeing the results like this. Okay, 2005 underscore 11. So if you want the formats in different way, you can change your format and make it done. Okay, yeah, it's clear, right? So simple. So some kind of conversions, yeah, and vice versa. Once the date is converted to char format, if you want to make it to again or to date format, then by default to date will take this result, and then you have to separately give. One second, we just give some other example. It's yeah, it's dd underscore mbom underscore yy. Okay, so to date is in this format, then it is also getting the same. It's fine. Okay, you have to separately mention like, oh, I mean, after converting, I was just saying that after converting it to any format, if you want to convert from character to again date, then again you have to use to date. Okay, so this last 2 points are clear, right, for everyone? Practice, yeah, these are only the values. So if you're familiar with the functions, right, you can easily write your select statements. Yeah, so select statements are totally depends on your functions, so how you are using, which function you are using for which kind of results. Okay, so let me just tell you one use case of this. Yeah, to number. Okay, so I'm getting a string like this. Okay, this is a string which holds dollar 14 dollar 1400. So ltrim I'm using to cut the unwanted, to trim the unwanted characters, and then I was using, I mean, then once I run this part, it eliminates the portion of the, I mean, dollar, and then holds 1400 as a string data type. Okay, so then string data type, if you add, then it is not, it will not allow you to perform any operation, right? So it will not allow you to, by default it is converted, but this is not the regular practice. Okay, this is not the good practice. Good practice is, you have to convert into a number data type and then you have to add. Okay, this is bad practice. Okay, so Oracle has some dictionary behind this conversion. Okay, but best practice is you have to convert to the original data type nature and then do the addition. Okay. Mm. Okay, so let me just tell you one example. Recently, it has been asked by one interviewer. Okay, I want to display. This is a question, guys. How to see? You know, last 10 days, 10 days, 10 days dates. Okay, so if I run a select statement, it should display me, last 10 days, including 14. It has to display till 13, 12, 11. So that is one question, guys. How to see the last 10 days dates? Okay, so for your practice, yeah. So I'll just give you some hints here. Okay, you have to use some sysdate function and followed by some this you have to google it. Yeah, we have some level related level related concept, so which will generate numbers. So by adding these two concepts, right, you can generate no, number of dates what you want. If you give the level as 10, then 10 times you generate this is sys date minus 1, sys date minus 2, sys date minus 3, in that fashion. Okay, so in the next session you please practice the above functions and solve this question. Yeah, okay, so let me just go through that this word. Yeah, so I think almost instinct is covered. Concatenate, everyone is clear, right? I mean, it just concatenate, two strings. Yeah, I hope everyone knows. I mean, concatenate. If you want to concatenate two strings, yeah, it will add two strings and display. Okay, okay. So if you want to do for numerics also, you can do. Okay, like. 1 comma 2. Okay, so at a time you can only run two fields. If you want to have one more concatenated thing, then you have to add one more function on top of this result. I need to have my third one merged. Okay, so like this you have to form a loop. Okay, if you want to add more fields. Okay, yeah. So length function I have discussed, right? Length is like if you want to know the length. Length is so simple. See here, Arjun is there. Arjun is 4. Okay. If you want to know the length of the particular string, we will be using the length. Okay. I think this all floor. You know, right? Floor and round. These are very simple. Okay, a round is nothing but it will round to the nearest value. Okay, either if it either decimal fraction decimal point is near to 1, then it will, I mean, from if it is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, then it will round it to the lower value. If it is greater than 0.5, then 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, these values will be pushed to higher value. Okay, if you see this example, 40.9 is there, so it will round the value to 41. Okay, so now if you see this example, it is 40.2, then it will round to the lower boundary. Okay, if it is 40.5, see here, it will round to 41, higher boundary. Okay, in that way you practice this, guys. So these are very simple and straightforward. Okay, everyone knows about group by, right? Just give me one word. What is a group by? I mean, one word answer. What is a group by? How group by works? I told you na previously how group by works. ఎవరు మాట్లాడలేదు, వినపడుతుందండి? Example.
Group by will give the summary of the report. From that, it will give the group of columns.
Okay, very near.
It groups the rows that have the same values.
Yeah, who is this?
Sudhakar.
Yeah, super Sudhakar. Yeah. So it groups the values and then give the last row in that in the group. Okay, it groups the values which are having the similar nature. I mean 10 10 10 if the 10 10 10 10 10 if three records are there, it forms a group as a group 10 and give the last row of the group. Okay, you have to say. So what is the having class?
It filters the group by class. To filter the group by class, we'll use having class.
Okay, okay. So we can't use where class in group by.
Yes, sir. No, sir. We have to use having class.
Okay. If we want to extract particular record, then what we have to use? If you want to extract, if the name is Sham, then what kind of condition I have to use? Where class? Super. I can't go with having class. Yeah. So I mean having also we can form like if the particular group is holding the name of Sham, then only print those records. Okay. Yeah. Do you know about order by? What order by does? చెప్పాను కదా చెప్పండి ఆర్డర్ బై.
It gives the data according to our preference, like ascending order or descending order.
Yeah, so by default um, చెప్తాను. Okay, by default. Okay, that's fine.
By default, it will arrange the data in ascending order.
Yeah, Balaji, yes. By default it will ascend in the ascending order. If you want to descending it, then
Yes, it will. Whenever we want descending order, then we will use
uh,
descending DESC.
DSC, right? Okay.
Yes.
Mm. Okay, good. Mm. I just want to make one. I just want to highlight one point to you guys. So, right, yeah. So if I have two values, okay, let's say 1 1. Okay, you are with me, right? If I have two values in this table, okay, in one cell, okay, yeah, this is best one. Okay, so if I do order by on one, then what will happen? It by default performs. It by default perform ascending order, right? If we do descending, yeah, from descending order. Okay, so what in case till here it was it was same, right? But if you see the second the changing column, which is E and M, right? So if you see it is changing the order of non-sorted columns also, right? So that is an important point you have to notice whenever you are doing a order by it. Whenever we are having the same rows, okay, so it makes sure until unless it is having a change column in the left side of the row, okay, it will make sure till that point. I mean till the common values are coming till that columns, it will have the same order fashion. Okay, so once the order fashion is completed, I mean the same record fashion is completed, Then for the non-sorted column also, you see M, that is M and A. Okay, forget about these guys. I'll just I'll just discuss you in the next session. This is bad example. Okay, so okay, order whatever you say, right? That is right. Okay, whatever you do, whatever you say about order by, that is right. Okay. So what is SQL? Just we'll jump to some selected questions and then we'll finish up. What is SQL? Yeah. What is Oracle?
Database.
What is the difference between Oracle and SQL?
To get the database data, we have to use SQL. Sir.
Who said? Veni, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's right. Good. Yeah. See, SQL is kind of language. Okay, to interact with to interact with our database, where our database has all the tables, all the columns, all the rows, and then to interact with our database, we run a couple of inserts, we run couple of updates, or else we run couple of deletes. So, using these all instructions, it will execute in the database and it will display output to us. Okay, that is the usage of SQL. Okay, structure query language. Okay, it uses 5 languages. Okay, 5 languages are there. Now we have DDL, DML, DRL, TGL. Okay, so this using these 5 languages, it interacts with the DB database and then display all the results what you want. Okay, so this is clear now. What is the difference between SQL and database? Right? It is
Yes,
clear,
yes,
right,
sir.
for everyone? You should not get confused. Yeah. What is the difference between char and varchar too? Please guys.
Character char means it's allow only characters. Var means it will allow variables also.
No.
Char is a fixed value,
Yeah. Char is
and
like, yeah. Yeah, please go ahead.
varchar is it is not a fixed value, so we can use up to 4,000 characters or bytes.
Yeah. Yes, Manoj. Okay, that's good. So it is clear, right, for everyone? Char is like, char is like a fixed variable.
For
So,
example, mobile number, character, some cards, bank statements, number, bank account number. These are the characters.
yeah, thanks, Manoj. So these are like very straightforward. Oh, what is the difference between delete and truncate? Hello?
And we use
In structure case, it will delete the data but not the structure of the table. Sir. But in delete, we can delete the table.
Delete the table.
truncate, we did not get back data. When we use delete, we will get roll back the data.
Yeah, so delete, using delete, we
Delete
can
is
also.
like a rollback command, and truncate is a permanent deletion of data.
Okay. So using delete, using truncate, we can identify particular record and then truncate. Using truncate, we can identify. Okay, so in that case, so if I want to delete a particular row, then what?
Use delete command.
We use to truncate table and table name.
Yeah. So I want my question. Hey, guys, please listen. My question. I want to just delete one record in the table. So then, what query I have to use? Syntax, please. I want to delete. I want to delete Vishnu Kumar. I want to delete. Yeah. I want to delete. Yeah,
Select
please.
Delete from
Delete,
table name.
delete. Yeah, please, Manoj.
Delete from table name. For example, for particular rows or for particular row of deletion.
Hmm. Yeah.
For example, we will take serial number one A B C. Okay, we will take. So
Hmm.
we want to delete that one. We will
Hmm.
give delete from table one. Also, we will delete that one.
Delete
Right?
from. Delete from syntax
Table
again.
name.
Delete from table name.
Table table name.
Yeah. Delete from table name.
So that it can delete all rows from the table.
Yeah. Yeah. That is right. Next.
Yeah, I think where condition we need to use particular record deleted.
Yeah. That is what I was. I was.
That's
I
correct.
was
Delete from
expecting.
table name where employee ID is equal to 101. That record only deleted in
Uh,
employee tables.
yeah. Exactly. You guys are not practicing. Yeah. This is very. Please practice, na. It is for your usage only. Okay. So delete we can using where I mean where class we can use in the delete option delete statement to delete a particular record. Okay, and as well as delete can be used to delete the entire data in the table, and we can also do the rollback operations. Okay, but coming to the truncate deletes all the data in the table with permanently, and we can't do any rollbacks, and on top of that we can't do any filter conditions to delete only particular bunch of records or else particular record. Okay, so these 3 points are very clear. Yeah, please, yeah, please work on these where conditions. Okay, your analytical you have to improve your analytical skills day by day. Okay. Okay, so let me just ask one question. If I want to know how many records are there in the table, then how we can do that?
Use the count command.
Okay. Mm, let me just fire one statement here. I wrote one command previously. Yeah, versions underscore it. Okay. So I have one ID right here. Let me just. This is small exercise session. Okay. So what is the difference between these two?
That means it will count all the values in the table.
Hmm.
So if you use ID means it will only count how many IDs are there in particular column. So star means all the table values.
Hmm.
ID means only that particular column values only it will count.
Okay. Any additional point? Okay. So how many counts you are expecting if I run this? If I run a above statement, how many values I will be getting?
I think two.
Two, comma?
2, 2.
Okay, good. So everyone stands with 2, comma 2, right? Let's see how it goes. How it does. Okay. 1, 2, 3. See it. Whenever we are running a const, right, irrespective of the null columns or else whatever it is, it takes all the rows from the table. Okay. And whenever we are dealing with a specific column, it avoids all the null values and collects only the number of rows what we have uh, in that particular column. Okay. Now if you see, my table is holding. These are very important interview questions, guys. My table is holding 2 records, right? Hello.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, my table is holding 2 records, which is one is null and one is one. Okay, count star will count the number of records. Okay, throughout the table, but ID will ignore the null values and count the values which are not null. Okay, so that is the main difference between these two. Okay.
Okay.
Mm, how to create a backup table? Yeah, how to create? I want to create a backup table for this. So, what is the syntax?
alias syntax.
Syntax, exact syntax.
Create table name as create select star from table name.
Yeah, table name, right? Table name. Who is this? Balaji, right?
Yes.
As select star from table name. So what
Table
this
name.
does? It will create. It will create only a structure, or else it will create only data.
I think data also. It will
Data
roll
also.
back.
Okay, good. Okay, so yeah. Mm, now I want only the structure. Then I don't want the data to be to be as a backup. Then sometimes, right, you want to play with the table, you want to create a backup table and then dump your all the data for your testing. So in that cases, you don't want to create the DMLs and all. So in that case, you want to have one small query which creates a backup of the structure, right? So what is that query? So if you give some false condition, so
Yes.
we give some false condition, right? It will create a table
It will
with,
create only table.
yeah, if you practice all this, right, day by day, I mean, twice in a day, that's enough. Okay, if you practice twice in a day, then that is enough. Okay, and weekly once you just revise those, so you'll be very strong in that and answers. Okay. Okay, so we'll jump to constraints here today. So constraints, I mean, in last, I think on March 4th, I have already covered constraints, but many people are joined. So let me just recap the constraint. Yeah. So constraints. Okay. So actually, constraints are meant for to have some restrictions on the data while inserting or else updating. Okay. Okay, so we have one constraint, nothing but it is a not null constraint. సో అర్థమవుతుందండి? సారీ, నేను కంటిన్యూస్ గా మాట్లాడుతున్నా. అర్థమవుతుందా?
Yes. అర్థమవుతుందన్న.
Yes, sir. Yes.
ఓకే, ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు ఎండ్ ఇన్ 5 minutes. ఐ విల్ జస్ట్ గివ్ యూ సమ్మరీ. ఓకే, కన్స్ట్రెయింట్స్ అంటే ఏంటంటే మనం డేటా అనేది యాక్చువల్లీ మిగతా వాళ్ళకి అర్థమవుతుందా? కొంతమంది బాగా రెస్పాండ్ అవుతున్నారు, మిగతా వాళ్ళు కూడా చెప్పండి. ఓకే, సో కన్స్ట్రెయింట్ ఏంటంటే మనకి డేటా అనేది అవైలబుల్ ఉందనుకోండి. సో మనం ఇట్లా ఒక కాలంలోకి నల్ వాల్యూ అనేది ఇన్సర్ట్ చేయకుండా మనం ఆ నల్ వాల్యూ ఇన్సర్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు మనం ఒక కైండ్ ఆఫ్ రూల్ డిఫైన్ చేసాం అనుకోండి, నల్ వాల్యూస్ అనేవి ఇన్సర్ట్ కావు. అట్లానే మనకి డూప్లికేట్ రోస్ ఇన్సర్ట్ అవుతున్నాయి అనుకోండి. సో డూప్లికేట్ రోస్ ఆ పర్టికులర్ కాలంలోకి ఇన్సర్ట్ అవ్వకుండా కూడా మనం కొన్ని రూల్స్ రాసుకోవచ్చు. ఆ రూల్స్ ఏమో కన్స్ట్రెయింట్స్. ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే ఒక టేబుల్లో కనుక పర్టికులర్ రికార్డు ఉంది అంటే అప్పుడే మనకి ఆ టేబుల్లో వాల్యూస్ ని ఉంటేనే ఇంకొక టేబుల్లో వాల్యూస్ ఇన్సర్ట్ చేయాలి. ఇట్లాంటి రిఫరెన్షియల్ అంటే ఒక కైండ్ ఆఫ్ లుకప్ మెకానిజం కనుక ఉంటే మనకి అట్లాంటి కన్స్ట్రెయింట్ ఏంటి అంటే ఫారెన్ కీ కన్స్ట్రెయింట్. ఇంకోటి ఏంటి అంటే నాకు డేటా ఇన్సర్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు నాకు సమ్ అన్వాంటెడ్ రూల్, ఐ మీన్ నాకు ఆల్వేస్ నా టేబుల్లో నా శాలరీ కనుక 1000 గ్రేటర్ దాన్ ఉన్న ఎంప్లాయీస్ మాత్రమే కావాలి అని అనుకున్నాం అనుకోండి. సో వాళ్ళని మాత్రం ఇన్సర్ట్ చేయాలి, మిగతా వాళ్ళని అవసరం లేదు. అట్లాంటి మనం ఒక చెక్ కన్స్ట్రెయింట్ కనుక డిఫైన్ చేసుకుంటే మనకి ఈజీగా డేటా ఇన్సర్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడే ఒక పర్టికులర్ టేబుల్లో, నేను జస్ట్ సమ్మరీ ఇస్తున్నాను. రేపు స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాను. రేపు మ్యాక్సిమం కన్స్ట్రెయింట్స్ జాయినర్స్ కవర్ చేస్తాను. ఓకేనా? 5 minutes ఉంది కాబట్టి జస్ట్ అట్లా వైండప్ చేశాను. ఇంకోటేమో యూనిక్ కన్స్ట్రెయింట్. మనకి డూప్లికేట్స్ అనేవి ఉన్నాయనుకోండి. సో మనకి డేటా సమ్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ అనాలిసిస్కి డూప్లికేట్స్ అనేవి కొంచెం కొంచెంగా మనకి ఎఫెక్ట్ అవుతాయి. సో మనకి డూప్లికేట్ డేటా అనేది మెయింటైన్ చేయకుండా ఉండాలి అంటే ఒక పర్టికులర్ సెల్లో కానీ, కాలంలో కానీ, ఫీల్డ్లో కానీ సో మన యూనిక్ కన్స్ట్రెయింట్ డిఫైన్ చేసుకుంటే మన జాబ్ అనేది కొంచెం ఈజీగా అయిపోతుంది. ఓకేనా? ఫారెన్కి, ప్రైమరీకి ఇవన్నీ రేపు డిస్కస్ చేస్తాను మళ్ళీ. ఓకేనా? సో ఈ ప్రైమరీ కీ అంటే ఏంటి అంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ కాంబినేషన్ ఆఫ్ యూనిక్ కీ ప్లస్ నాట్ నల్ అనమాట. ఓకే, నాట్ నల్ అంటే అర్థం ఏంటి అంటే ఐ మీన్ ఇట్ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ సమ్ వ్యాలిడ్ వాల్యూ. ఓకే, ఇట్ షుడ్ నాట్ బి ఏ నల్ వాల్యూ. అండ్ యూనిక్ కీ వాల్యూ అంటే అర్థం ఏంటి అంటే ఇట్ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ ఓన్లీ యూనిక్ కీ వాల్యూస్. ఇట్ షుడ్ నాట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ డూప్లికేట్స్ లైక్ 111. సో దిస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ డూప్లికేట్స్ వీ షుడ్ నాట్ హ్యావ్. సో ఐ విల్ బి డిస్కసింగ్ దిస్ గైస్. సో జస్ట్ బిఫోర్ రేపు లాగిన్ అయ్యే ముందు లేదా మీరు ఏం చేస్తారంటే ఈ కన్స్ట్రెయింట్స్ అంటే ఏంటి, జాయింట్స్ అంటే ఏంటి జస్ట్ చూడండి. ఓకేనా? హలో,
ఓకే సార్.
ఆల్రెడీ ప్రీవియస్ క్లాసెస్ చెప్పున్నాను కదా. సో
Yes, sir.
జస్ట్ మీరు ఒకసారి బ్రషప్ చేసుకోండి. మీ మీ అంటే మనకి కొంచెం స్మూత్గా వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. మిగతా వాళ్ళు కూడా కొంచెం గూగుల్ అట్లాంటివి చేయండి బిఫోర్ ఈ సెషన్ స్టార్ట్ అయ్యే ముందు. జస్ట్ మీరు గూగుల్ చేశారనుకోండి, నేనేం మాట్లాడుతున్నానో మీకు ఒక ఐడియా ఉంటుంది. సో మీ ఐడియాస్ని కోరిలేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు అనమాట నేను చెప్పే టాపిక్స్కి. ఓకేనా? సో జస్ట్ వన్ లైనర్ మీరు జస్ట్ ఈ టాపిక్ గురించి మాట్లాడుతున్నప్పుడు మీకు ఉన్న ఐడియాస్ని మాతో షేర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. లేకపోతే నాకున్నవి చెప్పేయి, నేనేమన్నా ఎక్కడన్నా రాంగ్ డైరెక్షన్ వెళ్తుంటే మీరు కరెక్ట్ చేయవచ్చు. ఓకే, సో అట్లా ఉంటే కొంచెం యూనో ఈజీగా నేర్చుకోవచ్చు అనమాట. ఓకేనా? సో ఓకేనా, ఇంకా బాగా ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వండి. ఓకేనా?
సార్ నేను విద్యాన్ సార్, హజరత్ వాళ్ళ
చెప్పండి.
ఫ్రెండ్. మీ కాంటాక్ట్ నెంబర్ ఇస్తారా సార్?
షూర్ 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 షూర్